Okay, this comes from Stacy in Columbus. Hey, Mary Kay, what do the Browns need to do to close games against good teams like the Chiefs and Chargers? Mahomes and Herbert are spectacular, but the Browns were in position to win both of those games and lost both. What's needed to take the next step? The Browns had double-digit leads at half. They had a double-digit lead over the Chiefs at halftime, and then they built a double-digit lead after their first possession of the second half against the Chargers, and they ended up losing both of those games. So what do they need to do to take that next step?
I think in both of those games that you're citing, the common denominator there is that the other quarterback, the opposing quarterback, just kind of put on that Superman cape and got great. And I mean, if you remember, obviously, Patrick Mahomes came out and I think threw 3 touchdown passes in the second half of that game. Justin Herbert put 26 points on the board in the fourth quarter of this game, 34 overall, I think, in the second half. So, these really, really good quarterbacks, and I actually wrote a column about this on Monday. When you are up against these amazing quarterbacks, you've got to go head to head with them. Like, you've got to be able to make the plays. And that's the one area that I think that Baker Mayfield needs to step up and take his game to the next level. He's got to be more of a gamer. He's got to be more of a gamer in the pros. He was a gamer in college, and he's got to just be that dangerous playmaker, that creator, and that guy that just can't miss. I mean, that when Tom Brady's getting the ball with whatever, a minute and 40 seconds left, and he needs a field goal or a touchdown, he's getting it, right? I mean, Patrick Mahomes, most of the time, he's getting it. I think Justin Herbert is establishing himself as that kind of a guy. In fact, he has 6 fourth quarter game-winning drives. Justin Herbert does, out of the 20 games that he has started. Baker has 7 in the 50 games that he has started. And we just don't remember him that way. We just don't remember him as a guy that just goes down and wins the game for you, right? I mean, I think we more so, unfortunately, remember him as the guy that hasn't been able to go down and win the game for you in the clutch most of the time. There's 10 occasions on which he had an opportunity to do it and he didn't pull it off. So out of his 24 losses, 10 of them were opportunities to go down and win a game, in the last 2 minutes or the fourth quarter, and he wasn't able to do it. And I just think that's too much. And that's what needs to change for him. And I think it'll help when Jarvis gets back. I think we both can agree on that. He's his, clutch go-to guy in those kind of situations, but he's got other guys. It doesn't help that Odell isn't one of them right now. But yeah, I think that's the difference. The quarterbacks that they're playing are closers, and Baker needs to get there.
I also feel like Kevin needs to do a better job of kind of keeping his foot on the gas in some of these games. I mean, we've seen teams really come charging back against this team in second half, and I think Kevin gets caught up a little bit. He's so good at managing the clock. I mean, we've seen him just be masterful, and he did it again yesterday when he scored 17 points, 17 unanswered points while the Chargers ran one play between the second and third quarters. So, I think he gets a little caught up sometimes in the clock and controlling possession. And I go back to that 4th and 7 from the 47 in the third quarter, and the Browns were up 27-21 and they punted. And now the Chargers didn't score off it, but it was very un-Stefanski like. I thought, we saw Brandon Staley get really aggressive, and I almost feel like he out Stefanski in that second half, just with his aggression and the way he kind of approached the game offensively. He coached a little more desperate, and it felt like Kevin was just kind of hanging on a little bit.
Yeah, you're right about that. I mean, Brandon Staley, he made some gutsy calls, didn't he? But that's the trust that he has in his quarterback to make those plays. I mean, it's like when you see John Harbaugh with Lamar Jackson, and he's asking him, hey, do you want to go for it here? On 4th and 1 or whatever the case may be. And I do think that for the most part, Kevin Stefanski trusts Baker Mayfield to make those plays, but they were down some guys. They started to be down They were down Jed Wills and they were down Jack Conklin then in the second half of the game. And when you're into your depth like that at the tackle positions, I think that was another reason that he went into a little bit of a shell. They didn't want Joey Bosa crashing through there and having Baker take some very costly sacks, maybe take a hit on that left shoulder or whatever the case may be. So I think the tackles being out of the game may have contributed to him taking his foot off the gas pedal a little bit.